Divine Leader, and welcome to this episode on the magic of your own modality to call in aligned clients, great money, and really make the impact that you are born to share. And I'm so delighted and overjoyed to be joined by my dear friend, client, colleague, Denise Field. Welcome, Denise.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you so much. So glad to be here.
Yeah. And you are a Soulpath coach and a Galactic Numerologist, and you've been a client, a partner of Divine Transmissions for a long time. We've had a ton of fun together, going to Sedona and Egypt and France, and doing things online. You're a part of the Ascended Mastery lineage, and your story is so inspirational and really highlights the message around having your own modality, because it's a new paradigm, it's new earth. And I remember when you came to France, one of the first things that Tove said to you was that there was something that you had to add to the lineage, or to what was currently already existing. And I really see that you've done that with your unique body of work, which is Galactic Numerology. That numerology has been something that's been a part of your life, and it's a modality that's known, and yet you've created your own modality around Galactic Numerology. So I know I kind of put a whole bunch out there at once. And yet, if we just dive right in, like, to you, what are some of the top 3 primary benefits you've experienced from creating your own modality with Source, since we've done it together, partnering with Source?
Yes. Oh my gosh, Danielle. Yes, it's been such an amazing journey that we've had together, and being somebody who was like consciously awakened later in life, in my late 40s, and then going from like 0 to infinity when I was in France with you and with our group and Divine Light Activations, and that there was this connection that was made that just expanded so many things. And I never would have realized at that time that I would have this body of work, that as we kept moving and working together, this beautiful body of work came through. And what it's the magic of that is that there is freedom. I'm living my life from the perspective of freedom, and in choosing my schedule, and it's just opened up a lot of opportunity to be not living in that old paradigm of you have to go to work at a certain time and then fit everything else in. So there's this freedom of being able to have my wonderful community, relationships, family, exercise, everything, and clients, and just my relationship with Source and my guides. And so freedom is definitely an amazing thing, and the connection, that's another really magical result of having a body of work, is that it is specifically what I was meant to bring through. When we're talking about Galactic Numerology, I am the vessel for that. And so there's this connection to these really high vibrational expansive energies that are part of the ascension process for me, as well as for everyone else. And that's the third thing, is that there's this sharing of it. There's this sharing of this beautiful modality that is, it's as it is expanding and bringing through this evolution. For me, it is also doing the same for others. So it's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, and that's something that the Council of Light often speaks about, which is using your Opus Level body of work to create your body of work. And I've seen that with you, and I've seen that with myself and with our clients, our partners, again and again and again, that there comes a time in our evolutionary stage where, yes, it can contribute to our growth path to continue to read others' books or experience other modalities. And yet there also comes a time where really birthing our unique body of work is going to make the biggest difference in our lives, in our businesses. And so I've really seen that with you. And one of the elements of your body of work, which is so fantastic, is really being so tuned into the higher self and following the guidance of your higher self, and really being willing to have that inner discernment, that inner sovereignty. And even though it goes against what well-meaning individuals may say is best for you, and that's something that you also help your clients with. And so would you say a little bit more about that? Because I feel like it kind of grounds an example when I say, use your body of work to create your body of work, that having that bespoke body of work really has assisted you to make some powerful decisions. So if we kind of fast forward back to before and after when we met, you were in a marriage that you were leaving, you were in a job that wasn't really in aligned for you. There were so many changes that you made, and now you have started your business. As you talked about, like, it's not like you're starting when you're 24, like I did. So you're able to start at that Opus level. So I know that was two questions. One is really, would you talk a little bit more about the element of your body of work, which is following your higher self and inner guidance? And then the second is just a little bit of a before and after picture of what's transpired in your life since you've tapped into Source and been bringing forward your modality.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. And that the higher self, that connection to higher self is that internal guidance. And so that's really a powerful part of what I do, is just helping people to connect in so that they are, and you had mentioned sovereignty, so that they are making decisions for themselves. And that's a part of what really grows when we work together. And with Galactic Numerology, it's each of the energies of the numbers. Each number represents an energy. There's this bringing everything into wholeness. And so so I'm going to kind of combine your two questions. When you and I started, it was really to learn about duality and bringing it back into wholeness. So really living from that unity consciousness, which is what Divine Transmissions is all about, and one of the many things. And So there's this, there's my clients, so many people, myself, it's wanting to be directed, to have our soul directing us, because that's why we're here. We have a purpose. And so many people now, because of everything that's happening on the earth, so many people are waking up or really connecting in more, and those questions are coming up. And so how do we navigate it? And so that's one of the things that Galactic Numerology helps with, is that navigation. And so there's also this really relying on your inner knowing. That's what your soul's calling for. And then there's also this beautiful we're all here to support each other. So we have these bodies of work that are assisting us in claiming that sovereignty and really opening up to that soul mission and fulfilling it, because that fulfillment of soul mission is what fills us up, like fills us up to the place of overflowing. And when we're coming from a place of overflowing, then we are contributing 100%, not from a place of depletion. And that's how I was living my life. Most of my life till midlife was coming from a place of depletion and having to do this and that, all those things that society, that separation paradigm was saying, you have to give to others before you give to yourself, and all those illusions. And so all of those were busted open as you and I were, working together through all of this, and the clarity that comes through, so that you can really, we're here each soul is here to make a difference, whether it's it doesn't matter what the difference is, meaning it doesn't have to, it could be what somebody considers a small contribution. So they're not on the world stage, like in video or whatever, or maybe they are meant to be out there and really connecting on the world stage. So whatever it is perfect and unique for each individual soul. So does that answer your question? Questions?
Yeah. Well, and what's coming to me to speak about next is that really this shift from like teaching your mentor's modality or using your mentor's modality to creating your own. And I know from my own journey, as I was a massage therapist and a Reiki master, and I offered those sessions, and I taught a lot of individuals and certified a lot of individuals in massage and energy work, that led to a certain level of fulfillment, a certain level of internal and external success. And when I started partnering with Toth and the guides and directly with Source to bring in my own bodies of work, they were highly magnetic, and I experienced leaps in income, and also that passion and deep level of fulfillment, like deep down to the bone level of fulfillment of knowing that I was singing my song and what I came here for. And so I know that for you, there's been this journey as a soul path coach and adding to numerology, where it's not to say that you weren't on your soul path when things started becoming more uncomfortable because they were no longer a match, because you and I both know that everything has purpose. And yet it almost feels like being able to bring in this soul path coaching and the galactic numerology was essential in really pivoting to where it is that you are today. And, you know, I'm a big proponent of, and what the guides often say, of all is well, now what? So I don't feel like there's an urgency from the place of the sky is falling or something's broken for us to share what it is that we're here for, because that's coming from lack and separation. And there is also this like, well, okay, I'm choosing to start a business in my 40s or 50s or 30s, or however old somebody is who may be choosing to start their business with their unique modality. And that has linear time frame. So I had a lot of years of practice rounds and up leveling and cultivating my craft. And there also just came a point where those modalities weren't as effective. Like I knew that I could be doing more than what was unfolding with massage. And so I left something great for something better. The same with the Reiki. You know, when I look at Reiki as a modalities, like that was brought to earth, and it was really necessary for a period of time for the evolution of consciousness. And I still use Reiki on myself and the animals, and you know, at times. So and yet there was like a saturation point, and that's what I'm finding more and more as well, is that this new paradigms requiring new modalities for us to evolve consciousness in a rapid way. So is there anything that you would rebound or underscore about that? And I feel like it might be a good time to just talk about your experience with numerology, because it was something that you had in your life, and then oftentimes, you know, birthing our modalities related to what we've been up to. So it's not like out of nowhere. It's a continuation oftentimes of what we've been up to. So yeah, I feel like that would be a good example of your experience with numerology, and then adding to something that was already there in a completely unique way.
Yes, yes. Thank you. And the image that was coming to me as you were saying this, so I was thinking of those, the fountains where there's like the water's dripping into a cup, and when it fills up, it spills over and drips into another cup. And then when that's filled up, it spills over and goes into another cup. And so that's how I was seeing like what you and I were doing together. It was this filling up of really what my soul was calling forth. And then, you know, as galactic numerology is birthed, then it's spilling over. And then my, you know, as I'm bringing it to the world, because this is what happens with clients, is that they're looking for, in numbers is, you know, numerology is a great, so many people are interested in it. And then there's this new component, right? This galactic numerology, this new component, what is that all about? And so then somebody comes into galactic numerology and they're experiencing, you know, I've got clients who've experienced the same thing that I have when I was working with you, is that quitting a job because it just was not aligned, did not feel aligned for many, many years, and moving, you know, feeling the need to move, leaving relationships that are just not that we're done, that we're ready to be completed. And so there's this how we're all helping each other, and there's these beautiful divine matches, because you know we're a divine match, Denise, and divine transmissions, and then filling me up, and then this body of work of galactic numerology coming in. and then overflowing, and now others coming into this modality, and and then being filled up, and then there's this expansion that people are starting their own businesses, they're moving to different jobs, whatever it is, they're expanding and evolving in a way that they just never expected. I mean, that's how it was for me. Just never expected all of this to come through. And so I just love that we're here to help each other and to support each other, and not from a perspective in the duality of, a leader and being reliant on a leader for all the answers. It's all about riding the bike and kind of helping somebody along until they're riding on their own. So it's just beautiful. And when you're in your own modality, and you have your own body of work, there's that connection that, as I was talking about, that source connection, being connected to what you're here for, that soul connection. And when you're in alignment with that, then abundance, whether it's freedom, money, relationships that are cohesive, better health, like all of that lines up, because that's what it's about. That's the universal law, is being in alignment with what it is that you're choosing. So, yeah.
Yeah. And that's, I remember when we were first starting and you were creating your business, and we were talking about money targets and, the money that you were creating in the job that you had, and then the money that you were desiring to create in your business, and then your experiences of having a perfect match aligned client step in, and and work together for 90 days, and then they renew and renew and renew, and that yearly income was replaced, and that sometimes it was booked, like that shift where you book your yearly income in a month or 2 months. So to me, that's also the highly magnetic signature energy of having your unique modality. And, I know that I'm not alone, and I've seen it for a lot of folks. So for those of you tuning in here, it can also be super frustrating when you're trying to copy your mentor's modality, and you're trying to use their 8-step system, and it worked amazing for them. And yet it just feels very frustrating or off, or like you have to put in a ton of effort. And I believe in support, and I have coaches and work with practitioners, and I'm a firm stance for that. Yet at the same time, it also, that things stop working because we're here to create something. We're here to grow beyond. And I love it when folks that partner with me create even more success than I have, like whether they grow beyond, so that there really is that recognition of, okay, for those of you that are feeling like, yeah, I'd really like to create my own modality. And I felt frustrated by trying to use somebody else's 7-step system. That's not only for you, that it's also for those that are looking for you. They're also looking for your unique way of bringing forward a structure or a framework or a modality that's going to work really well for you and for them. And part of that is when we're reaching for a gift that isn't as adept as our own. And I don't mean that in a hierarchy way, because your mentor's modality is at an adept level for them, most likely. So it's not that the modality is an adept, it's just, it's not your level of adeptness. And so really the magic of it is the inner shifts, and then also the external plane things of having a bigger income, having more freedom. Like Denise, I know that's a real high value for you. So that also isn't what's unfolded for you, is like collapsing time, like rather than having to be at a job from 9 to 4, whatever it is, you can follow your natural rhythm and your creative rhythm. So I'm really a big proponent of creating your own modality from source and partnering with source as source, which is what we're up to in the Ascended Master Academy that we are opening the doors for. And Denise, that you're a graduate of. So is there anything that you would add about that aspect of birthing your unique modality in partnership with source, and the ease that brings, your experience with that?
Yes. And working with the mentors, it's all about the tools. It's working with tools, and then using those tools in conjunction with that inner knowing, and divine guides. I mean, that's such an important part of our soul path. Is we have the external connection, but that internal connection to really being guided, and it's always through the heart, right? It's the heart, not the mind, that is how we have access to that internal guidance, and it's really the only way. So that goal is to really to cultivate that beautiful relationship with the divine, and then there's all of this alchemy that happens. There's all this magic that happens. So we have the tools, and then they develop in a bespoke way for us. So that is it's so beautiful. It's so joyful to be connected, and to know you're connected to what you are here to be and contribute to the evolution in consciousness. Because we all know, all of us who are here know that we have a contribution in each and every unique way, and those are all perfect. So yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, and it really is about pioneering our spiritual leadership, our new thought leadership, leading a movement. And part of leading that movement is walking our talk and embodying our teachings. And I love, for myself, and also I see for you and others that we work for, it's like when something comes up and there may be a slower vibration that comes up, then we can start reaching into our own toolbox in addition to the other tools that we have, and really shift things in a laser way. So as we're wrapping up here, how can folks find you if they want to schedule a Galactic Numerology session that's really based on their unique soul path number? What's your website, and how can folks find you?
Yeah, so thank you. It's Divine Cosmic Alchemy. And yes, if somebody's drawn to numerology, this is just a whole new up-leveled, beautiful, energetic that really is are these tools, these energies that connect you back into wholeness, because that's why we're here on the earth, is to bring the separation into wholeness. And so galactic numerology plays with traditional numerology like personal years and life path numbers in a unique way that is new and bespoke and up leveled from that galactic numerology perspective. So divinecosmicalchemy.com. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Denise. It's always a delight to partner with you, to share space with you, and sending you much love and appreciation. And so grateful that my unique body of work was an attractive magnet for you as a perfect match client, and that your unique body of work is a perfect match for aligned clients. And then it just keeps going and going and going. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much, Danielle. Thank you to everybody who's here listening and watching too.